In this tutorial, we'll discuss the self-produced children of Gaia, and we'll talk a little bit about
the Principle of Symmetry,
which for now we'll just call justice, but it's important to understand the basic structure of the book, and that's precisely what our introduction is about today. The way Hesiod organized the birth order of the gods was by the generation in which they were born. And after the proem, we are told about the first created beings: Chasm, Gaia, Tartarus, and Eros, all of whom collectively are called the primordial god. Then we are told about their booger-eating kids, starting with the ones who formed the first generation, then the second, and the third, and blah 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 blah. Everything is given to us in a very linear, straightforward, and upfront way. But, big ol' but, as you might have already noticed, we do not follow the Hesiodic formula.
I send you to the deep.
Because it can be a bit overwhelming, just a tad. So what we've done throughout these tutorials is talk about the individual genealogical lineages extending from the relevant primordial god. That way, it reduces the feeling that a random god is being introduced, well, randomly. In the previous tutorials, we covered Chasm and the children that descended from her. Now we'll jump into our discussion about Gaia,
a primordial goddess,
more commonly known as Mother Earth. Altogether, she gave birth to somewhere around 25 kids, not tacos. The first three were self-produced. One was known as Sky, another was named Mountains, and the third one was called Sea, pronounced like the Spanish word yes. But all his closest friends would call him Pontus. Here's a little story I've got to tell about three young brothers you know so well. The idea that these three kiddos came from Earth might seem weird and random, right? But imagine you want to build a house. First, you need the empty space, which, as you might recall, is better known as chasm. Once you know where you'll be building, then you need to lay down your foundation footings, which we'll call Gaia. Once you lay these bad boys down, you'll need some oochie walls, which we'll call mountains.
Oh.
And you know how sometimes people say weird sounds get trapped inside the walls?
Yes.
I think it's called the stone tape theory. If you're into paranormal stuff, you might know. You know how sometimes in the mountains you hear odd sounds?
Nope.
Or like the desert too?
Nah.
Like when silence is irritatingly loud. I think you might have to have had lived in the desert for that one. But anyway, well, let us say the unknown sounds come from some cute girls.
Ooh.
Imagine that. We'll call them nymphs.
Yes.
And let's just say they live there, in the mountains. Now, our house obviously needs a little H2O, so we'll build a really big well, or what we can refer to as an open extension of water, and we'll call it ponting. To finish up our house, we'll toss a roof up on this crib, and we'll call it sky. Hesiod calls it starry sky, by the way, but the stars are born later. They belong to the third generation of Greek gods, which we haven't covered yet. Alright, ID 5000, let's recap. Earth self-produced three children she named Sky, Mountains, and Sea. Here's the scoop of droop on that chocolate-dripped banana split. It was a popular belief back then that the mountains were something separate from the Earth. Pretty much all we have for that one. Moving on to Pontus. He's just hanging out, probably dweebing out on PS4 or something. Now moving on and on and on. Sky, on the other hand, was getting busy with his mama, doing nasty things and getting sweaty. Talk about a mother lover.
Interesting.
And together they had 18 children of their own. Now, the union between earth and sky was a common one around the time of Hesiod. The belief was that when water falls from the sky onto the earth, it allows vegetation to grow, animals to drink, yummy yummy in my tummy, and in short, it promotes life, rejuvenation, and growth. Because of this, rain was called the seed of heaven. Sky was born as big as earth to cover her on all her sides. There's an operating principle at play here. It's sometimes called the Principle of Symmetry. Just order, harmony, equality. You get the point. Because the separate parts of the world were thought to be of equal size. Remember when we said a falling block of bronze would fall for 9 whole days, and on the 10th would enter into Tartarus. And we also said
the distance was the same from sky to earth.
We said this in our tuts about the primo gods, where we also said that earth is the foundation on which the gods are rest.
Right here, right now.
We are being told that sky is what makes this possible. Imagine a house without a roof. You would probably get pooped on by birds all the time, right? And that's not very cool. I got pooped on one time by a bird. Check it out now. Cosmology is the study of the universe. And as you probably already know, the Theogony is the birth order of the gods. So when the birth order of the gods includes personifications such as chasm, earth, sky, night, blah, 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 then the study of the universe will inevitably be connected to the birth order of the gods. In other words, there's a direct relationship between Hesiod's Theogony and coeval cosmological understandings of his time. Pretty obvious, right? Whip that out like BDSM. In the time of Hesiod, cosmos meant something along the lines of just order. And the universe back then was thought to be a huge interconnected web of things. And these things all existed in harmony with one another. Sure, bad things happened, like revolts and wars and death, but in the end, everything would be restored to its just order. Kind of like the idea that everything will work out in the end. Why? Well, because the universe is just, and any injustice will naturally return to its just place. How? Well, something that was just was thought of as existing within certain limits, and these limits were restraining forces. These restraining forces allow things to exist in harmony when they remain within boundaries of what is just. And everything within these boundaries was in just order. Now, whenever these boundaries are broken, well, the limits of justice are broken, and they need to be restored. But who will restore the unjust back to justice? The harmony of nature which has had its just order disrupted. Or, in other words, the gods who have suffered the injustice. An old dude named Solon, apparently not Solon, who lived around the time of Hesiod, said, "The sea is the most just when it is not disturbed by winds, because only then does it not disturb the things around it or inside of it." Now, if you're wondering, okay, who cares about this dude? Well, he's pretty famous for having laid the foundation for democratic government. Anyway, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for stopping by.
Bounce, go wow wow.
What a sucker.